بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, our esteemed viewers. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, today is another beautiful morning in the holy month of Ramadan. Today is the 16th day of Ramadan, 1444 after Hijrah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May the peace and the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the seal of all noble prophets. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. The Ramadan is going gradually. We are now in the second third of Ramadan and even the 16th day. The 16th day, that means we are planning, to start searching for the night of power very soon, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Are you grateful to Allah today? Have you said Alhamdulillah to your Creator? Have you thanked Allah for breathing? Have you thanked Allah that you can sit down at the back of your TV set and you're watching your TV set right now? Have you thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for provision, for sustenance, for shelter, for even clothing? Have you thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today? If you have not, please take this moment and say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thanking Allah can never be enough, because you cannot count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your life. Now you're watching Ali Class Fi Ramadan. You're Ramadan tired. We're going to be right back shortly after this break. Please stay tuned.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ashraf Islamic Foundation, under the leadership of Imam Dr. Sharafuddin Abdul Salam Aliaga, invite the public to assist annual Ramadan lecture series and special prayers for the nation. Theme: drug abuse, criminality and insecurity in Nigeria towards a collective solution. Keynote address to be delivered by Brigadier General Mbuba Marwa retired, OFR Executive Chairman, NDLEA. Special guest of honor is Eminence Muhammad Sahad Abubakar CFR, Sultan of Sokoto, President, Nigeria Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs. Guest of honor, Mr. Sunday Akindare, Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Chairman of the occasion, Professor Adam Okeni Ahmed, Provost, National Defense College Abuja. Father of the day, Major General Abdul Malik Halidu Giwa retired, Taimako Nope. Mother of the day, Ambassador Saad Abubakar Fatima, Chairman, NYC National Governing Board. Chairperson, Hajia Bilkisu Saidu. Date, Saturday 8 April 2023. Time, 10 a.m. Islamic time. Venue, Women Development Center, opposite CBN, Central Business District, Abuja. Come one, come all.
Welcome you, O holy man of Ramadan.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
You're welcome back, our viewers at home. Now today is Friday, as usual. We're going to be having a round table with the coaches. Yes, round table with the coaches today. And so you're going to be able to discuss with our coaches in the house. If you have any problem that needs counseling, or you want to talk about the topic we are discussing today. Speaking of which, the topic of today is narcissism. Yes, narcissism. Who is a narcissist? Everybody wants to know who a narcissist is. Just sit right back. You're going to have a clear view of what narcissism is. And so to my right, I have with me Coach Khadija Saad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Coach.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning this morning.
You're welcome. And then to my left, I have Coach Fatima Chikaya. You're welcome again. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
And to the extreme left, I have Coach Sophia Kasim. Salamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, mashallah. So our viewers at home, we are going to discuss narcissism briefly. And after that, if you have any question or you have anything you're struggling with, that you need a counselor, a life coach, you can call in to ask any question. Now, let's discuss the topic very, very briefly. Coach Sophia, please go ahead, tell us what exactly is a narcissist.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah, we are seeing today.
Alhamdulillah.
First and foremost, a narcissist is when one shows extreme or excessive admiration and love for oneself. Let me give a clarification about something. When people talk about narcissists, we often see the men. You know, it is stereotyped to be men. Most times that is men that are narcissists. I want to tell you today, I also have ladies that are narcissists, and their own is even worse in the sense that they will bring in the drama queen factor, you know, playing the victim, especially on social media and all that. So having said that, a narcissist is one that often shows a bloated, you know, sense of importance. They want to always draw attention to themselves. It's always about them. You can never be right, almost never be right when you are around a narcissist. They show little or no concern about your growth or your emotions. You know, they always play the victim. With a narcissist, you can never be right. You know, it's always about them. Even when there is a need for them to give, you know, praise somebody else, you want to take the you know, the accolades or yes, everything. They no empathy, they don't give empathy at all. They always want to do, even when somebody is doing something right, they want to give a reason that is because of them, that person is getting it right, you know. That no, is a first, if you're in a relationship with such a person, you have to first of all know that it's a mental and personality disorder. And it's unfortunate that it doesn't have a cure. No. Yes, it doesn't. It's a personality disorder, it's a, you know, and it's very draining. When you are with a narcissist, it takes a lot from you. It's draining and almost affects your your mental health when you are dealing with a narcissist. So you, for the fact that he doesn't have a cure, you have to be sure it's something you want to do. You can do and you want to do. You have the option of wanting not to continue with the relationship. It's left to you. If you know you can handle it, fine. But if you know you can't, you can just back out. Yeah. But if you want to, you know, continue in your relationship with a narcissist, there are things you need to do. No. Yes. One of which is you work on your self-esteem. Because a narcissist will often batter you, talk down at you. You see, you are not, if I with a narcissist, you are very low. When you are around there, you are very lowly, you are unimportant, you are neglected, and you always talk down at you. So you first of all have to build your self-confidence, as in your self-esteem. Because with a lot of battering, that might affect your, you know, self-esteem. Then you also have to raise your communication skills. Like they deliberately want to anger you, to make you angry, so that you will say some things and they will use those things against you. Yes. So you have to raise your communication skills. Then you also need to have a critical, you have to be cautious, you have to have a critical consciousness. If you want to address issues with a narcissist, you start with something a little bit positive about them. Because if you are coming with all the negative, be ready to be battered. They will bounce. Yeah. So you start with the little positive, then you now, you know, talk about your own concern. With that, the narcissist will listen to you.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Okay, so please let's hear from Coach Fatima now.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So, as my coach said, so aside from what she has said, I still want to talk about the other side of the coin, which is the women's side of it. So most women sees that men are the narcissist. So most times when you hear somebody, she will just say, my husband is a narcissist. So oftentimes she does not even understand, probably she is the one that is even the narcissist, because at the end of the day you find that once you just bring her, you start talking to her or understand. First, I want people to understand, like, narcissist is something that is clinically diagnosed, because it's not something that you can just Google online, check the symptoms and the characteristics and just start attacking somebody, because it's not something you can just probably just say, because so many things makes us change, so many things makes us react to so many things. So aside that, once you want to understand certain things, you just don't have to conclude like so person is a narcissist, because the moment you understand, you did not tag that person, that gives you, or that left you with an open mind where you can be able to understand what is really going on before you even make that conclusion. And at the same time, tagging somebody with that will not make you understand that person. Yes. So in so many ways, there are certain things that we need to understand before we make conclusion of certain before tagging other people. And as my coach said, Coach Sophia said, the women are the worst narcissists. And I'm 100% sure when she was talking about, a lot of women will be able to relate to that, because women are the ones that tend to be like more becoming the drama queens, like making a lot of things, like simple things, making them look like just exactly. So instead of them to sit down and understand, okay, maybe I'm the problem in that relationship, maybe he is not the problem with that with the relationship. So instead of them to sit down and see the balance of the situation, she has already narrowed down her mind in such a way that she cannot even understand she is the problem in that situation. She is the narcissistic person in that relationship. So instead of her to understand where things is wrong, to make her make certain adjustment, yes, she has already become so full of herself, which is part of the characteristic. Yes, and at the same time, the men tend to don't even understand the problem, because they don't even know. They don't know what enough is. Exactly. And most of their women are just been tagging them narcissists. And they begin to wonder if they actually want. Yes. And we end up believing they are one. Exactly. When they are not the narcissists. Exactly. And the women are the ones. And at the same time, there are other these behaviors or disorders. We have the psychopath, we have the sociopath, we have other ones that most of our people don't even know. They just know that one. They are not worried about they don't even know. Exactly. It's just like within 2 years or 1 year and a half, and everything is just about narcissism.
Mashallah, you're correct. Coach Khadija, let's hear your view about a narcissist.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. My colleagues have said a lot about narcissism, about definition, to the rest. Now, what I want to add to that is that we should also understand that narcissism just doesn't really mean just a person who is full of his self-esteem, who wants to look down on others, and so on. We have other types of narcissism. We have the overt and we have the covert. When we talk about the overt, this is somebody that is so full of himself. He feels he's better than others. He feels every spotlight should be on him. Everyone should be watching him. Everyone should be praising him. Everyone should believe that he's the best around. And then he also wants to degrade others or talk down on others or
suppress others.
Yes.
While the covert narcissist is that, like you can call him the closet narcissist, because he has a feeling of low esteem. He wants to feel like the overt, but he is kind of feeling he has low esteem, like everybody is looking at him as if he's not doing things correctly, as if he's not on the track, and he wants to be on the spotlight. So he closes up himself.
Okay.
And then that gives him that mental disorder that he doesn't feel free to communicate, to socialize, and do other things. He feels withdrawn. Yes. So when you have people like that, I think mostly women have the covert narcissism. And that is when they start nagging, or they complain, or they want to show off. Sometimes they fight their spouses or their boyfriends. So person had this for Valentine's, or I know Valentine is not our kind of holiday, but these are social things that we deal with all the time. Or my friend is wearing this kind of wrapper and this and this and that. It keeps her in a shell. While the men, because of their ego, their egoistic nature, they tend to be the overt.
Yes, you're correct.
They tend to be the overt, and then they find themselves just having that overly self-esteem that maybe in a relationship a woman would not have that coping mechanism to deal with him. She either gets into denial, rejection, she backs up from the relationship, or she gets depressed.
Yes, exactly.
She falls into depression. It affects her mental health. It affects her social life. It affects her, even if she's studying, it affects her studies. It affects a lot of things about her, even her looks. So when you're into a relationship, there are some signals you need to watch out for. Let's understand that a narcissist is a very nice person from the onset. The first time you meet a narcissist, he's very nice or she's very nice. They even want to offer the first help when something is needed, because they want to be on the spotlight. They want to look like the best. But you wouldn't like to get into trouble with them. And you wouldn't love to outshine them. Because the moment you say you want to outshine them, or you want to bring out your own your own potentials, then they feel you are you are suppressing them, you are putting them aside, things like that. So looking at that, dealing with, you look at signs, especially in a relationship before marriage. In a relationship before marriage, you look out for the signs and see. If you find these signs in a person, being too serious about how he looks, being too cautious about how do I look, how do you see me, I look good, let's remember the word narcissist is from we got that from a German person who died looking at himself in the mirror. Yes, looking at himself. He was always about himself. So we should know that they're self-centered.
Yes, they are very self-centered.
But you see them as very nice people, because they want to make you feel, yes, I can do this. Yes, their appearance is important to them.
Their achievements,
their social behavior is important to them. But it's when you get close to them, and when maybe that narcissist is your family member. If that narcissist is your family member, then it becomes very difficult to deal with him. And you have to be careful, because they feel even
but your
harmless
is their pleasure.
yes,
In this aspect,
even harmless comments or compliments, comments or compliments seem like criticism to them. Because they don't want to be criticized.
They don't want to be criticized. They want to be always.
They want to be perfect, like perfectionists.
They are perfectionists. Okay, now briefly, Coach Sophia, can you tell us in 1 minute, how do people avoid, if you are not in the relationship already, how do you avoid a narcissist as a spouse? Because that is more difficult. If you grow up with one, well, you're already used to it. But if you are marrying one and you don't have one in your family and you are not one, it's a big trouble. I think it's better to avoid marrying a narcissist than for you to end up marrying a narcissist and thinking of how to cope with. You know, the coping mechanism is even worse. So how do you avoid a narcissist?
Like I said before, it's your choice if you want to continue with the relationship. Because obviously, before the marriage, we have red flags. Some of those narcissist behavior symptoms, you will see them. So if you know, it's for those that want to go through that in their life.
But do you know, it's actually difficult to spot a narcissist. It's very difficult to spot a narcissist because they are always perfect.
Nice.
They always cover up their.
If I want somebody is too perfect, that should give you something to think
a red flag.
Yes, how can you always be perfect? An average human being shouldn't be perfect. We have our flaws, we have our shortcomings and all that. You can't be perfect. And everything about them is competition. They always want to be on the spotlight. They talk down at you. Everything is about them. If you have a partner or a spouse or a would-be, couple, and him or her is always about me. That you are. If I'm a narcissist now, whatever I say it will not even give me a chance to talk. I will be lonely. He will tell you, yes, I was in Dubai yesterday and I got a contract of $5 million. Tomorrow, before you want to talk, they won't let you see anything. You'll see all the good things about themselves. It's always about them. You are with them, you are neglected. You are with them, you are lonely. You feel so unimportant. What do you know? You're shut up there. Was I not the one that?
It's a politely shut up.
Yes.
So like you cannot even notice it for a long time.
Like you made a good meal for your husband. Instead of him to say, this meal was, maybe somebody visited, you ate together. He's going to tell you, was it not because I gave you plenty of money and the meal is straight? I came to say hello to you while you were cooking. That's why
the food was so.
He really knows you want the place to go to the lady at all. He wants to take everything for himself. So it's up to you if you want to continue such a relationship.
Okay.
But it's what I tell you is very draining. It takes a lot from you.
From you, yes.
It takes a lot.
So
be sure it's something you want to do
before you go ahead. Okay. Coach Fatima, please tell us briefly, how do you spot a narcissist and how do you walk yourself in or out?
Well, actually, as the other coaches have stated, so it's easier for you to understand or to spot that person. They've actually been talking about how to spot them so part of the way to deal with such people is learn to humble yourself. Because the more you understand them, the more you know they are just people that you cannot even compete with, because they are naturally mentally draining your energy, and the moment you are with them, it's like they are just tapping your energy and yes, so
sucking you up.
Yes, because they won't even let you do anything around them. Like being yourself is just difficult for you to do, because more like it's all about them trying to make you look perfect or do whatever they want you to do, and a lot of things like that. So first you need to understand how their mind operates, and secondly you need to understand, you need to humble yourself around them, because the moment you start triggering a little bit of things about them, they just play off and it's all about them again. And at the same time, you need to understand, if you want to sit or stay with them so long as you love them, you need to understand massaging their egos. More especially, it's very important. Yeah, that is the main. Learn to massage their egos. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Just to be able to
cope with
someone like that, it's actually a very strenuous thing to deal with a narcissist. Okay, our viewers, the line is open. You can call in for all the lucky numbers that can get through. If you have a contribution or a question to ask about narcissism, please do so right now. The number to call should be on your screen right now. Coach Khadija, briefly, in just a few seconds now, can you tell us now, how do you walk in or out of a narcissist? Because I don't know, most people who want to walk out anyway.
Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I understand in my years of experience as a coach is that they're lovable.
Okay.
Yes. People that live with them, if they live with them, if they're already into the relationship, that is, as in they're married to them, you see them and you pity them, but they don't have that kind of feeling until when things get really tough or really bad. For example, I know of a lady that has been into that kind of relationship from her first year of marriage till her 15th year of marriage. Her parents tried to pull her out of the relationship, but anytime she comes back or she gets back to their home, and then after a while he lures her into the relationship again.
Yeah.
Because he comes back as that perfectionist. You know, there's one thing, you know, we know that some women are narcissists, but it's mostly men.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, women have this kind of what should I say, weakness.
Yes.
Weakness. They love men that boast a lot.
They're flaunt.
They love men that, you know, keep bouncing,
Actually,
showing that, you know, yes. So they always have something to impress you with.
Yes. Yes.
When you are not with them.
Yes.
It's just when you fall into the trap that it becomes difficult for you
To get out. Yeah.
So pulling out from such relationships really is hard.
It's actually harder than getting in.
Yes, it's hard.
May Allah have
That is what I understood over time.
I think you're correct. You're very, very correct. Okay, viewers at home, I think this topic is a very broad one and it's very wide. And well, you've heard it from all the coaches in the house. If you are in a relationship with a narcissist, so help you God. But then again, it could be a very, very beautiful thing. All you need to do, massage their ego, work on your own self-esteem, be happy with yourself for yourself. Don't wait for that person to make you happy or to make you feel proud. Whatever you're doing, be proud of it. Whatever you have achieved, be happy for yourself. If you have children, let them be your source of happiness. If you have family that loves you, let them be your source of happiness. Being with a narcissist, well, like I said earlier, so help you God. Okay, so you've been watching Ali Class Free Ramadan, and it's a Friday and always a round table with the coaches. You can join the coaches again another Friday, that's next Friday, in this Ramadan, that is, for another round table with the coaches. And we've been discussing narcissists. And in the house, we've had Coach Khadija Saad. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you for coming on air today.
Thank you very
And
much.
wonderful having you, Coach Fatima Chikare. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're
And Coach Safia, thank you very much for joining
Thanks
us.
for having me.
And our viewers, I think you had a swell time. So you can join us next Friday for another roundtable with the coaches. My name is Medina Sfagbon, and you've been watching Ali Class Free Ramadan, your Ramadan diet. You can tune in tomorrow again for another Islamic program, enlightening edition of Ali Class Free Ramadan. For now, ma salam.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة